How's it going, guys? How y'all doing? Sorry I haven't made a video in a couple weeks. Yeah, I want to talk about Teen Wolf, the movie that I've watched twice, actually. That's why it took me a while, was because, yeah, I want to really, truly dive into my thoughts, um, what I really want to say about this movie. First, I've been watching multiple, reviews on this movie. They're pretty negative, um, which was kind of shocking. I thought it wasn't as bad as at first, but then when I think about the plot even more, I kind of see the criticisms. For example, Styles not being in this movie is pretty. It's you kind of figured something was missing. Um, yeah, this movie I was expecting Styles to show up for some reason, and then he didn't, which kind of disappointed me. Um, so instead, we have this new character named Eli Hale, and who's supposed to be Derek's son. I have to say, where did he come from? Um, I know he was not referenced at all in the show. Um, I guess he was. I guess Derek was raising him off screen throughout the show. It was like, yeah, I was kind of lost. Like, who was his mother? How did he know that he had a son? Um, yeah, that's kind of a misstep for me to get to know a new character. Um, and also, I remembered there was supposed to be this plot point at the end of season 6 about hunters around the world hunting werewolves and other creatures. Um, but unfortunately, I guess that was wrapped up off screen on a seventh season we didn't see. Um, yeah, there are like so many things that happened off screen. Scott and Malia broke up, even though I didn't care about the relationship. I thought it was weird that they broke up off screen. Then you have Malia and Parrish that became a couple randomly, which I don't understand. When that happened, um, oh, here's a big trigger for the fans. Uh, Lydia and Styles, even though fans have been wanting them for years, they broke up off screen as well over a stupid reason. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of a bit of a missteps of plot. So how it begins, um, how it began was, yeah, there was like a building in L.A. You kind of tell it's L.A. Crumbling down, and and then Scott shows up to be cool to save a child and a dog from the building collapsing, which was pretty cool. But we don't know why he was there, things like that. Um, I guess it was supposed to be him being cool. Um, yeah, and then yeah, you have Lydia owning a business in San Francisco. Um, yeah, which was pretty cool. Um, yeah, and then she got there was a scene that she was missing, yeah, Allison and all of that. And she was writing down, visioning from what she was visioning. Um, so here's the weird part about um, that. Um, Allison's father, um, yeah, he was like having dreams and visions of her calling out for help and stuff. And then Scott imagined seeing her when he was at a clinic, and then she disappeared, and wondering what was going on. And they were talking about this term Bardo, which means in limbo, and so this is going to be the plot of the movie for the Scott gang to reunite to know what was going on with Allison. Um, yeah, so yeah, about Eli. Um, yeah, he stole Styles' Jeep, so that's how he's supposed to be like this new Styles character, and and yeah, his father Derek, yeah, cut the tires to stop him, and yeah, before that, um, Styles' father and Mason, who happened to be a cop off screen too, yeah, they were investigating with a fire in the forest, and that's how they got a call from Parrish about Eli stealing the Jeep. And the reason why Eli stole the Jeep is because his father hated the Jeep. Nice reference. Um, so about the plot point here. So yes, Scott and Lydia reunited. Um, talking about how Allison's death affected them, and they went to the place, which is fully abandoned. Um, seemed like it was demolished, and the fields were like covering up the structure of where Allison died, and Scott was punching the ground, and pulled up some dirt for evidence, and also yeah, Allison's father showed them a sword where it was the same sword from the Oni ninjas that killed Allison back in season 3, and yeah, Scott and the gang were trying to find the big tree root in the Beacon Hills forest, so they could resurrect Allison with the help of Eli, because he showed up for reasons, because yeah he left the house, yeah, for reasons because of his frustration about him being a werewolf, and his father being a werewolf, and the Hale legacy, and yeah, they found the root. Yeah, they told him to go home or go to school for the lacrosse game. Yeah, after that, yeah, they went the sword. I mean, they put the sword to the ground. And also and there was like a lot of dirt in there, and then the sword went into the root. Nothing happens. Scott and the gang were disappointed by this. They went off. Then a glow happened in the root, and after the glow disappeared, they realized it was Allison alive, and they carried her to the Beacon Hills hospital where Scott's mother works to get her checked out, and they all were in disbelief that Allison is alive. Then once she wakes up, she had no memory, was attacking people in the hospital, especially Scott as well. Then after that, that's when Nick Gitsune was also revived as well because of the jar that got opened by a shadowy figure in China, where Liam, and his new girlfriend, I forgot her name. They were working at a restaurant in the beginning of the movie to get this jar because the Nick Gitsune is in there. So after the Nick Gitsune was resurrected, then he manipulates Allison. Yeah, this is the weird part. He manipulates her, not possesses her, which is kind of weird. Telling her these lies about Scott killing her mom, which wasn't true, and which was kind of a stupid reason for her to hunt down like werewolves. It would have been better if she was possessed. And then first she was hunting down Derek and Eli in the high school. Shot him with a arrow laced with wolfsbane through Derek's throat, and then Eli ran off. Then Scott and the crew got to Derek to treat him. I thought even those plot points were full of tension. I do think the reasoning of them could have been better handled. Like I said, they should have had Allison being possessed. That's how it should have happened. And also, I do feel like, Liam could have been used more in this movie. He did transform a bit, but not fully. Like, I don't remember. I do feel like the wolf look in this movie was kind of a bit a downgrade, because they look less like werewolves. They kind of look like mutants almost, which is kind of strange. Anyway, in the plot, Peter is also in this, which is shocking. shocking to me. Um, and also, I don't think he transformed the whole movie. I thought he was just there. Um, yeah, I mean, he was useful taking the Wolfsbane out of Derek's neck by using the blowtorch. Um, then once after that happens, the the Oni um, showed up to to capture the crew. Um, we thought they were killed, but honestly, it wasn't. Wasn't they just vanished? Um, so did I forget something? Oh yeah. Did I forget something? Yeah. Well, anyway. Oh yeah. Scott was trying to save Eli in the Hale Auto Shop where Allison was hunting them down, being manipulated, and he had a sprained ankle his from the game. Eli was kind of frustrated. He doesn't know, trying to do his werewolf abilities. Yeah, I think it would have been perfect if during a full moon he would have first transformed. It's weird they didn't do that for some reason. It would have been have more tension and more organic for them to do that. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that for some reason. Um, then Scott roared at him because he's the true alpha, and that's how it finally awakened his abilities to heal himself. And once after Scott and Eli got away, um, Scott decided to try to talk to Allison. Yeah, I thought the scene was handled a bit weird. I think he should have fought her to make her stop, but instead he was just running away to distract her. Thought that was strange. And they were doing this throughout until sunrise, so it was they were doing it for 6 hours almost. Which, man, if they were doing that, I would have been tired. But I guess the werewolf abilities sure worked during those times. Um, then once after the sun hits, he Scott finally had enough and forced Allison to stab him so they could talk. Um, Even though it was laced with wolfsbane. And it would take hours to kill him. I'd say the Oni in this movie, they're actually still dangerous. Trying to take the tension of the characters, which was I thought they were really cool, really threatening. I love the action scenes with them. To me, they're the best part of the movie. Um, um, so and also Jackson was in this movie. To me, he was underutilized the most. I don't think he transformed once. He didn't even transform once. He just had his eyes glowed, and that was it. I do. The only useful part was he figured out that. Oh, I forgot to tell you this earlier. I know I'm still trying to dissect this movie here. Um, so Jackson figured out what she wrote in her visions, her banshee ability, and that's how they realize about the root is the reason for to bring Allison back. But other than that, though, yeah, Jackson was so underutilized in this movie. Um, I feel like he kind of complained, yeah, and being critical, yeah, not useful at all. If you take him out, the movie wouldn't be different, which is a shame. I actually like Jackson. Yeah, I loved Colton Haynes as Roy Harper, Arsenal, and Arrow. Yeah, he should have been used more. Yeah, I feel like this movie should have been stretched out as a season. It would have flowed much better if it did. Um, I feel like there were like a lot of things rushed at parts and things like that. Um, so yeah. Anyway, the Shire figure was actually pouring down Mount Ash in the high school football field, the stadium, because that's where the Nuggetson plan is going to be at. Um, yeah, so the Shire figure was revealed that yeah, he was the high school teacher back in season 3 that the the druid, the villain back in season 3B, I believe, was killed because of a sacrifice. How they brought him back, I have no idea. That part lost me. Um, did did whatever the stuff of the jar brought him back? Oh wait, no, that wouldn't make sense because he wanted to get the jar. That confused me. How I forgot his name too. Yeah, I know. I need to rewatch the show. I haven't rewatched the show since it ended. Um, how they brought him back wasn't. Yeah, it was a bit weird. Um, so um, yeah. So anyway, yeah, Allison's got wearing the this room where all the I think all the sports equipment were, or was it like in a boiler room, or I don't know what room it was. Um, yeah, and they were talking, and Scott tried to make her remember. Allison still couldn't. Um, but then when he got through her, yeah, she stopped wanting to kill him. Again, I do think it would have been better if she was possessed. Um, then she used the flare stick thing to, yeah, it's used for emergencies if you're stranded somewhere. She used it to burn Scott where she stabbed him, so to get the wolfsbane out, and and he roared, and yeah, everyone in the yeah, Derek, Eli, um, Liam, uh, the girlfriend's name Makari, who has the Firefox spirit power. Um, oh, Styles' dad, who they were captured. Yeah, they heard him. Yeah, yeah, this realm was kind of weird. It looks mystical, very yeah, it's kind of like illusion. I'm calling it a shadow realm. It looks cool. Um, they heard him from there. Yeah, it's an area that pretty much the Nikitsune and Thoni pretty much created to trap them, to yeah, for his final battle, to for his revenge. Um, yeah, then it activated their powers for a bit. So yeah, and then the Gitsune showed up to threaten the characters, threaten Eli, almost to get under his skin. Um, yeah, and then after that, the Kitsune threw Eli to the field for because he was frustrated that with Eli because Eli couldn't give what he wanted. So then, Scott and Eli were playing lacrosse. Feels like an old-fashioned Teen Wolf episode with the lacrosse. Love it. Yeah, and after they won, then the battle begins to battle the Nikitsune and the Oni. Which was an okay fight scene. I do think the fight choreography was pretty not that great. Um, but yeah, the Oni were pretty cool. Yeah, and Allison's father, Chris, finally got his name. Good. Um, Chris loaded a bunch of silver bullets to take down the Oni a bit quicker. So Scott and the gang could have the upper hand, and and then the Nikitsune, once the Oni, they got defeated. He took off the gauze and he became like this deformed werewolf. I thought he looked pretty good. Yeah, the ears, the bare ears, and the green eyes. I actually like that look, and it makes sense why he was a werewolf. Was when the Nikitsune was pretending to be Styles, Scott bit him at season 3. Nice touch. I actually like that part. So how the other characters got into the realm was because Parrish, who was a hellhound, that I just looked up how he got his powers and all that. Pretty convoluted, but a red room for Scott, a blue room for Derek, and a yellow room for Eli. Yeah, it was pretty cool trying to the Nikitsune playing tricks on them and how he was like making stealth attacks and all. That's how you make a fight scene. Yeah, it gives this intensity. You don't know when the antagonist is gonna fight back, and it takes all 3 of them to work together to outsmart him. I thought it was pretty good. So after they overcome that illusion, here's the controversial part about it. Yeah, they were trying to hold him down, and Eli was knocked off the stump, um, and then Derek knocks Scott off the stump, so Scott would train Eli, be there for Eli, then Parrish using his Hellhound powers to eradicate, to burn him alive, essentially. Then once Derek was holding him down, his eyes turned red, which was pretty awesome. Derek finally got the true alpha status that I've waited years for, because his alpha status was taken away because he was healing his sister. I felt like what Derek had been through over the years, his development, his growth, I want him to be an alpha again. Then once after that happened, he dies. He dies. The same way his family died in a house fire. What were they thinking with that decision? I don't know if the actor wanted to have the character killed off, but I actually want Derek to have a happy ending with his son, or especially having a wife, to have a family. No, he dies like a self-sacrifice type ending, like Avengers Endgame with Tony, right? Yeah, and I was done. After the battle was over, there was like a funeral, or a get together scene, like Avengers Endgame, talking about their memories with Derek and all that. And also what frustrated me with this plot too, they didn't add Kira in this. The reason why Kira wasn't in this movie was because of the pay. They gave her better pay so she could return. We haven't seen her in years either. I would love Kira to come back too. I do like that Scott and Allison reunited. Yeah, it was cool, but there could have been so many better ways to handle it. I do feel like this should have been a miniseries instead of a 2-hour movie. Eli's character, pretty cool concept of a legacy character, but there could have been more time to do with him. Styles not being in this movie is pretty much of a bad choice from the start. That's why, honestly, they shouldn't have done this movie, because Styles was the heart and soul of Teen Wolf, and also especially having a plot that was centered around him was also a choice. Underutilizing some of the characters like Liam, Jackson, they should have been utilized more, especially doing better transformation scenes and all that. There have been a lot of plot holes in this, because a lot of stuff between season 6 and this movie happened off screen. Do I like this movie so far? Yeah, I did. It was good, but not great. That's how I give it. My ranking would be a 6 out of 10. It was fine. It was really fine. Kind of a bit of letdown for the fans, especially myself. Yeah, I do believe we deserved a better movie. I am glad Scott and Allison are back together. So, well, anyway, guys, it's good talking to you. I'll see you guys later. Peace.